Alright, back again, Luke here, and today what I want to do is show off some more peripherals, and this time here for the Sega Saturn. Now, back in the day, around the early 90s or mid-90s, Sega decided they wanted to do some online gaming, and that was made possible by this right here. This is the Sega Saturn modem. And what this unit did is it actually plugged into the back part of the Saturn where the expansion or memory expansion pack usually goes. And there were a couple of phone lines that went in. One was the line in and one was the telephone line out. And what it allowed you to do is it allowed you to connect with a friend via your telephone line. Now, granted, this modem speed was not very fast. It was about a 28K modem, which is, you know, just unheard of by these days, but at the time it was pretty cool, and it did allow you to do some online gaming with virtually no lag. It was really well designed. The main problem with this thing, however, is that it was really expensive, and you had to pay for the service, which was limited service, and it only allowed you to play, I think, 50 rounds or 50 times you could connect for $5 or something like that, and then you had to pay extra each time you wanted to do an extra round. So not so well thought of as far as like budgeting or making it really convenient for a lot of the users, but a really nifty idea nonetheless. Now, with this box here, this box included 3 different software here, and I'll show you those here. I've already taken them out, but first one, this is Virtua Fighter Remix. And as you can notice on this one, it's not like the original Virtua Fighter that you'll see for Sega Saturn. It says down here X-Band, and usually these will either say X-Band or they'll have the net mark on it. And those are the ones that you can play with the Sega Saturn network. Now, there was about 20 games that were made for this, and I only have a few of them. But and all of them came with either this or the other peripheral, which I'll show you in a second. But let's see here. The next one here, this is the Sega Saturn Internet Volume 1, which allowed you to get on the, well, technically get on the internet. It was kind of a little interesting software here. And the third one that came with it was the Pad Nifty. This is a Sega Saturn server disc. And we'll pop in one of these here and let you see what it's all about. Now, let's move these 3 aside here and take a look at the next peripheral. This is the Sega Saturn keyboard. Now, the keyboard also came with a game, and that was Habitat 2. Now, Habitat 2 is kind of like a, oh geez, how could I explain it? Kind of like a Phantasy Star Online or Sims kind of game, which allowed you to communicate with other people via the keyboard. And let's take a look at that, actually. Here is the keyboard for the Sega Saturn. It's pretty similar in looks as to the Dreamcast keyboard. It's not very wide or very long. It's kind of short, but it's really cool. And the modem adapter is right here. Now, as I was telling you before, there's a couple of line in and line outs there. One is for the telephone and the other one is for the line in. And this one here is for a memory card, I believe. I think it's for the Sega Saturn memory card. You can just slide it in there. And there was other different kinds of modems, some made by X-Band themselves. And X-Band was a separate company that allowed, what was it, online gaming. But they not only made modems for the Sega Saturn, they made it for previous systems, for example the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, but they were not very popular, and the company actually went bankrupt because people were, what was it, hacking into their phone lines and charging long distance, so pretty interesting. Here we have the kind of rare Sega Saturn. This is a clear see-through slightly green tinted Sega Saturn, but it's kind of cool. I like the look of it. It's a little bit different, more unique than some of the other Saturns, the really common colors. But let's put in one of these discs here and check it out, see what we can take a look at. Maybe I'll set up the old camera as best as I can, and hopefully you can get a little bit of a better view. Maybe this isn't going to be the best, but maybe I can adjust this a little bit more. That might not be too bad. So first off, let's put in Virtua Fighter Remix. You can see I haven't played this in a long time. I'm gonna have to replace that battery in the back here, but let's turn off the lights a little bit. Now right now none of the phone lines, telephone cords are hooked up at all. It wouldn't matter if they were or not because the service has been canceled, but I'll give you a little bit of a look at what it would have looked like. Some of the things that are part of the system when you first started up. Right here it has a few different characters that you can choose from. The first one is Black Cat. Second one we got here, this is Nagisa Kaoru. Bottom one here is Linda Man, and then Akiko. So let's just go with Black Cat. This first part here, I think, does your... this one will actually try to sign you in. Now this one has a phone number that's already in it. It's probably a phone number from probably 1997 or so, probably earlier. But if you wanted to sign in, you would just click yes over here, and it will try to sign in. Unfortunately, it's not connected, so it will just sit there and say you don't have a connection. But you can do live or rival battle. And here are the people that would be online at that time, or the people who have actually had battles. This one looks like Inchki Uruf, so Inchki Wolf, and Sam Lowley, 1997. So here's the email that was written at that time, talking about how much it cost and etc. Let's back out of this. You can also do email if you want to write mail to each other. Same situation. Go into your inbox, and it'll show you what kind of mail you got. When you press the reply button, you can go back in here, and with the keyboard, you just type a little bit, and then down here on the right hand side you can enter it. Now unfortunately for this game itself, I don't think it does use the keyboard. If we go into the help menu here, it says how to convert the different letterings using the controller. So, but for some other games it actually does allow you to use the keyboard. Let's get out of here for a second. Do you want to cancel this email? Yes. I really would have loved to see this in action. At the time, there was no way that I would have been able to afford it, but it has some really cool looking stuff on it. Down here you have your options. These are your modem settings, changing the location, if you want to change your dial-up phone number, sound settings, your player identification, and then you can go and change the time settings. But let's go out of here. So for starters, that is what Virtua Fighter would somewhat be like. Unfortunately, you can't see the game because there's no connection right now, but let's turn this off here for a second. Open this back up, and we'll put in Habitat, or Habitat 2. Let you be able to see just a little bit of this. Start it up. This is where it will show you how to set up all of the different information. So first off, you set up your location here. So what part of Japan are you located in? Are you in the Kanto area? Are you in Hokkaido? Let's choose Kanto. Oh, let's go back up here. So Kanto. Then what part of Kanto? Oh, Tokyo. And then are you in Tokyo Part A, Part B, Part C, D, Chofu, Tachikawa, Hachioji, Machida. And you'd enter this in. And essentially you would continue to do this throughout the game. This is your dial-up modem, or would you push button dial-up. But essentially you'll go through all of these different setups for the modem to get everything set up, and then you'll be able to play online. But we're starting to run out of time here, and unfortunately not a lot of time left to show you everything else, but it's just a little bit of a look at the Sega Saturn broadband adapter, and like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.